Hi, I just got back from Paris and I had an opportunity to experience a whole bunch of street fashion while we were there. It was really interesting. It's spring there, so it's rainy, but transitioning into summer. I mean, Parisian women have this certain style that's understated and very elegant and chic. They do a lot of neutral colors, and there's always a raincoat and a scarf and lots of bags. They carry lots of bags. I mean, they have a pocketbook, but then they have, because you're in the city, right? They have a bag for some groceries, a bag for lunch, maybe a bag with their other shoes because they're wearing sneakers when they're out walking around. So let's explore some of the fashions for Paris. First thing I wanted to do is I wanted to show you these earrings. These are leather. They are so cute. I got these at a little boutique in Les Andelys, which is just a little town, little charming little village north of Paris. They're from La Boutique de Chateau, and it's right near the right below the chateau in Les Andelys. And I'll put the information for these below, with their artisan handcrafted leather. I just love them. Every time I wear them, I get so many compliments on them. All right, so let's talk about some of the fashion. Before we get started on the fashion, I want to show you some like haute couture. We happened to run across a photo shoot on the steps of the Petit Palais in Paris. It was amazing. This girl was just death-defying, bending over backwards on the stairs in this magnificent red gown. So it was a lot of fun watching a professional shoot with people running around with cameras and lights and all kinds of other equipment that it was fascinating to watch. So you run into that pretty much in any big city, but a lot in Paris. We run into a lot of fashion shoots. Just walking down the street, people are out there, setting up and taking photos. So it's kind of fun to watch. All right, the first thing we're going to talk about is cropped pants. I don't know what it is about short pants in Paris, but everybody that's wearing trousers, the majority of the women, they are short. They go over the top of the boots, or they're hitting the top of the sneakers. And I know that they're wearing those pretty much everywhere. I just hemmed a jumpsuit of my own, and I hemmed it so it hit the top of my sneakers. It keeps your pants out of the puddles, I guess. I'm not sure exactly where this fashion trend came from, but these are skinny, skinny, skinny crop pants. So I found a Berta pattern, Berta 7062, that has these beautifully tapered pants that go really skinny to the ankle, and they actually have a vent in the bottom, so that helps you get them on, so you can make them really super skinny, and then you can shorten them up so they're just above your shoes. So that makes a beautiful look. If you're gonna make these pants that are super, super tight and super, super fitted, then you want something with a little bit of stretch. So I picked out this gabardine stretch from Minerva. It is black, just like in the photo, which is super chic, and it will work really well with this Berta pattern. I think that the combination of the two will make an absolutely gorgeous trouser. Black trench coats are really hard to find. Most of them are taupe, and then you're starting to get some fun pastel colored ones, but a solid black trench is really difficult. And I found this one on Nordstrom's. It's the Kiki trench. It's not outrageously expensive. It's got a lot of the trench, classic trench lines to it, but it's a little bit updated. It's kind of a wrap with a tie. So I think that you would like this, and it's not priced outrageously expensive. So if you don't have a trench coat, consider a black one. I think that if you don't want to make one, and we'll talk about making one a little further in the video, but consider purchasing one, because it's a piece that you're going to have in your closet forever, and it always looks stylish. I wear my mother-in-law's Burberry trench coat, and so it's like 50 years old, and it's still classic. It's still perfect. By the way, all the information about the fabric and the patterns will be in the links below. All right, the other piece to this style is this gorgeous white scarf. And scarves are ubiquitous in Paris. Everyone wears them. They come in all kinds of different colors, but mostly you see whites, creams, and light pastels. They kind of just brighten up this area of your face. Against the black trench, this white scarf looks amazing. I found a silk one from Nordstrom's that will do the trick, and it's not, again, it's not a budget breaker. So that's kind of what you want, to add these pieces that aren't going to cost you a fortune, but lift up your whole entire look just with this one little piece. All right, the second inspiration piece we have are these wide leg pants. I love them. They're everywhere. These aren't super wide. They're not like those flowy things that you would wear as a guest to a wedding or something, but these are streetwear, wide leg streetwear pants, just the opposite of what we've been talking about. And this photo was taken right around Notre Dame Cathedral. It's still closed. You can't get in it yet, but in December, they're supposed to open it. So there's a big walkway all the way around the cathedral, and these two lovely ladies, very stylish, were wandering through there. So these wide leg pants can be pretty much anything, pull on or trousers, whatever feels the most comfortable for you. Simplicity 8134 is a really sweet little pull on elastic waist trouser with a wide leg. And it has something a little bit different than the inspiration piece. It has this wrap that comes around from the back. So there's a separate section of pant that wraps around and then ties in the front. So it gives you quite a bit of movement at the bottom of the pants, which I like. I think it's a little different. And since they're pull on, you know, they're easy to fit. So you don't have to, like, with a trouser, you really need to make a mock-up garment and get them all fitted. With these, you can just zip them up pretty much. Now, with this type of pant, you want something that's floaty and that's gonna move. And I like this viscose challis. It's soft, it's easy to work with, and it looks absolutely stunning when it's made up. I've made a lot of garments with this type of fabric. It's certainly easy to sew. It can be a little slippery. You just have to use a few more pins. The clips won't do it. You really need like silk pins for this. But outside of that, it works up really well. And I love this dark gold color. I mean, one of the things that you find a lot in Paris is that the colors are muted. They're solids and they're muted, and then there is a pop of floral or a pop of a stripe or something. But for the most part, everything is a neutral, and it's solid. And then there's one piece that just like kind of sings off of all of these neutrals. Now, the extra pieces that this young lady has is the beret. Oh my God, how cute is that, right? And you can pick them up in Paris, and you actually see Parisians wearing them. If you look at the photo, if we look at the photo in the photo shoot that we saw, one of the women straightening her dress has on a trench coat and a beret. So she is definitely a local doing this photo shoot. She's the stager, she's the handler, making sure the dress is all pretty and doing what the photographer wants the dress to do. So this little beret is like $35, and what a cute addition to your wardrobe, right? Just to kind of level it up a little bit, right? Have some fun. The other thing you see in the city constantly is people on bikes, and this woman is really intrepid. She is riding a bike with a dress on, and over her dress she has this lovely gray wool coat. It was a little chilly. I don't think it's a heavyweight winter coat, but it's kind of one of those transitional coats that we all need in our closet. It's not, 20 degrees below. You're not in the big puffy jacket, but you do want an extra layer. And this gray coat is beautiful. On a bike, wow, that is challenging, riding a short dress on a bike. But looks like she's got it, and she's on a rent-a-bike too. So, she's like late for a meeting and she's got to get there, and walking just isn't going to cut it right now. So she grabbed one of those rent-a-bikes and took off, right? The Yates coat by Gray Line Studios is a perfect bench coat. And we used to call them bench coats. They're short, they're long enough to cover your backside, but and so they're warm when you can sit on them when you're sitting down on a bench, but they're not so long that they're in the way. And certainly if you're riding a bike, you can't wear a long coat. Well, you could, but I mean, that's like a nightmare waiting to happen. So the Yates coat has a lot of style details in it, and I did a sew along for Minerva. It's on the Minerva site, and the link is down below. And it takes you step by step making this really well-tailored coat. It's got like secret pockets, it's lined. It's a beautiful coat. So if you want to make a coat and you're ready to venture into that world, then check out this video, because we go step by step by step through the whole process. And one of the nicest things about this coat is that there's no buttonholes. It's got a snap front, buttonholes with boiled wool or any kind of heavy wool and all the interfacing and the lining and the underlining and everything else that goes into making a coat. Buttonholes can be a challenge, and you don't want to ruin your coat just because you couldn't do a keyhole buttonhole on your jacket. So the snap is a really brilliant idea. So in order to complement the inspiration look, I pulled this gray wool, boiled wool coating fabric from Minerva that will be perfect for the Yates coat. It's absolutely stunning and easy to work with. You just have to take your time. And like I said, look at the video, follow the video, and you'll be able to knock this coat out and it'll look stunning. So the extra piece on this is the crossbody bag. And certainly if you're riding a bike, you need a crossbody bag. But if you're traveling, shopping, anywhere you're going, these crossbody bags are great because they're hands-free, right? But it's close to your body, so you know where everything is. They're even wearing them really short right now, which I don't like, almost right up under the arm. I don't particularly care for that. That's uncomfortable for me. I do like something a little bit longer. But her bag is very classic. It's just a rectangle, very classic bag. So I found this hobo bag that's very similar. It's at Nordstrom's. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's leather. It's small, but it's big enough. You know, you need to get your wallet and your sunglasses and your cell phone in it, really. And that's pretty much what you have to have in your bag. And maybe a few other things, maybe a comb. If you're riding a bike, you certainly need to recomb your hair. So this would be a good option. Sweater jackets, or shackets, as some people are calling them. These long sweaters that function as a jacket, look great. They're made with a knit typically, or a stretch woven. I've done a couple of them with the Simplicity pattern. This one is double-breasted and actually has some collar details, so I looked for a new pattern for this one. I love the beige color, and I love the way that it moves. And you can see that she's got lots of layers on. She's got a dress and then a sweater and then this jacket on top of it, because layering in the spring and the summer and the fall, the winter, pretty much that is the thing that you need to do. So if you look at Simplicity 8749, which is a Mimi G pattern, and you know that, you know, if it's Mimi G, it's definitely chic and hip. This jacket is a one-button jacket as opposed to the double-breasted in the inspiration piece. I like the simplicity of a one button. The double breasted is beautiful, but there's a lot of fabric floating around out there. And let's face it, most of us want less. We want less bulk, less volume, less everything. So the one button is kind of nice, but it has that notched collar, and you can make this out of a stretch wool. So I chose this blush colored Lady McElroy stretch woven suiting, which would look really nice in that long sweater jacket or shacket or you know, coat. It's not a raincoat, so it's more about warmth than rain protection. It's a little bit more versatile than our traditional raincoat. You don't want to wear a raincoat if it's going to be sunny for the next 3 days. You know, but it's chilly. You want a little extra layer. So this is really nice. And again, it's in a soft muted tone. It sets off, in the inspiration piece, it sets off her floral dress, but everything else she's wearing is muted, and neutral. So it's a great look. And these are the kind of pieces that are in your closet that you grab time after time after time. You know, you throw it on because you're going to work, you're going to the store, you just need an extra layer. You don't want to wear too much when you're in the car, or if you're busy and you're out running errands and you're in and out of places, you don't need a heavy coat. You just want a little bit of an extra layer. These are the kind of pieces that you want, and this would be super easy to make. And Mimi G, I haven't looked at this one, but Mimi G usually does sew-alongs for her patterns, so I'm going to guess that there's a sew-along to go along with this one. Now, boots with these huge, you know, luggy soles and black, they look like combat boots. This is the style, and you're all dressed up. You got a cute little dress, you got tights, and you got a nice jacket, makeup, jewelry, and you throw on these black boots. So I found a pair. They're Prada. They're going to set you back just a little bit. They're over $1,600. But if you've got the cash and you like the style and you're a fashionista, these are the way to go. You're sporting that Prada label and you have boots that are just stunning, absolutely stunning. and you would have to wear them quite a bit, or I would, to get $1,600 worth out of them. And certainly I think I'm of an age that wearing combat boots looks a little ridiculous. I'm all for fashion and pushing the envelope, but I think that combat boots are best reserved for the younger crowd. However, if you're interested, these would be the ones to get. Lastly, we're going to talk about the trench coat. Again, we mentioned trench coat is everywhere. In Paris, it rains a lot. If you're in one of those locations where you get showers every day or every couple of days, you want to have that really classic raincoat. I have a ton of raincoats. I have a poncho. We did a video on a poncho. I have a swing raincoat made out of leopard. It doesn't have a hood. That doesn't do me much good. You know, I have a bunch of them that I can pull out fashion-wise or functional-wise, but the trench coat is one of those pieces that I reach for over and over and over again. Vogue 9367 is a classic trench coat, and whenever you're looking for something that's iconic and classic, and you want the pattern to stand the test of time because you're going to be putting a lot of effort into this, Vogue is probably one of the best companies to go with for something that's going to be with you for a really long time. You have to put in some time and effort into this pattern. This is not going to be a one afternoon, knock it out piece garment. This is slow sewing, but you want to take it right. You want to make it perfect because this piece is going to be in your wardrobe for a really long time. So you want to spend a little time and a little money, spend a little extra money on the fabric and get something that's going to work absolutely perfectly for you. The one I chose is an Atelier Brunet 100% cotton gabardine in this really soft blush color. It's a little different than the classic trench. I mean, if you really want just a classic trench coat, I would go to Burberry and just get it. Spend the money. It's an investment. It's the kind of piece, like I said, that you'll have. I mean, I reach for mine all the time. But if you want to make one, try to make something with a little bit different, and I think that you'll be very happy with the results. Now, the extra piece that I pulled out for this one are those cute little mid-ankle pointy-toed boots in a beige. Then I found a suede pair that are on sale at Nordstrom's. They're like $35. They're $120 boots marked down to $35. So because it's the end of the season, this is the time to get them, and they're gorgeous. So again, that link is in below. I mean, that's a huge discount. These little boots are going to go with pretty much everything. You know, your short pants, your wide leg pants, a dress. I think that for the price, they're a really great addition to your wardrobe. So that wraps up all of our streetwear from Paris for now. We have those 5 really classic pieces that are right on trend and that are going to take you through the spring, into the summer, and into the next fall. And some of them you'll probably see carry over until the spring. Certainly those long sweater jackets are here to stay because they are super chic and very functional. Everybody loves them and they look great and you can throw them on. The trench is a classic that's around forever. And then trousers, you know, the shapes and the lengths change, but once you have a good pattern that you like, it's just a matter of lowering and raising the hemline. So I don't think that that's too much of a big deal. And then of course a winter coat or a lightweight coat, we all need those. And you know, they're not the kind of thing that you make all the time, like the trench. You're gonna make it once or twice, but it's something really nice to have in your repertoire. And those are the pieces where you're gonna save a ton of money. If you make a coat versus buying a coat, even though the fabric is a little bit more expensive, your time that you put into that is well worth it because you're certainly gonna save yourself some money. So until next time, happy sewing, bye.